Yo, you're not subscribed? What are you thinking? Yeah, I see you there, watching the video and everything. Subscribe! Welcome, guys. You saw the title, so today we're going to be talking about clans. Fuck, I know clans in video games tend to be very interesting, so this is going to be real quick. Well, it's going to take a minute, obviously, but it's going to be quick relatively about certain clans. We're going to start with Z8Y, so the first video here is going to be about Z8Y. I'm going to kind of reminisce of what the clan's like in my experience. I don't even know if the clan's alive anymore. I think it's probably dead. But what was it like to be in Z8Y? Well, for starters, I came around a period around, not when it was dying, but almost to that point where it was about to collapse, right? So it was already kind of a bad start for me joining. I also joined the game. I just started playing GBO 2 as well, so I would say I was like a C plus maybe. This is literally right before I started getting down with the rated system. I mean, this is, so I was like fresh off the boat of boot camp basically. Z8Y, I think, was, before I actually talk about the clan, let me give you, I'll just, as a new player, right, kind of give you how I started, how I joined. So, I joined this clan because, well, for starters, I'm not in a clan. I didn't know what clans were like, and I also wanted to see what the community was like, right, because I heard in a few YouTube videos that the clan system is really where it was at. The community, right? Talking to the people and hanging out. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is not bad. Maybe this is, maybe it's not toxic as much, like most games are. But oh boy, was I wrong. I mean, this community is awful. And if I may ever make a review of the game, it's probably gonna be, when I mean awful, I mean more of the Western audience. So if you're out east, maybe it's a lot better, more experience, because you have more of a broader, range of players. But in the Western audience, it is awful. At least it was for me, especially if you get into the clan stuff. It was terrible, and here's why. It wasn't entirely awful. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it wasn't a good first two clans, right? And because I was at 3 clans as of right now. I was just kicked out of White Dingoes, which I'll go into another video about that clan in its entirety. Probably a lot more shorter because, and I'll explain why in that video. But Z8Y was probably one of the worst, not one of the worst experiences, but one of the worst experiences in a clan-oriented thing in a video game. Now, a little background: I've been in many GTA 5 clans before with 80+ players, 100+ players in the clan. You can't really, it's really hard to manage that many players, especially in a server or in a game, at least as of this making of this video. As far as I know, in a game that only allows 30 players in one session. And that's if you're in a private. You know what I mean? God knows if you're in a solo. Point is, yeah, so I've been with a lot of clan things. I've done a lot of clan things in many other video games before, so I'm experienced in that realm of clan video game stuff. So handling, managing, and all that stuff, I'm really, used to, right? I'm really used to that management and whatever. So, when I come into a clan, I kind of expect a lot of things from not just the leader, themselves, but I expect a lot of organization, a lot of care for the players that you're in, and a lot of understanding as the leader and awareness. So that way, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, if a player's inactive for a certain amount of time, and if they give you a reason, like life, as an example, it should be, in my opinion, as a leader, to understand that, or if they're going through a crisis or something in their family, a death in the family, they need to be there or head out west, north, east, whatever, family, relatives, it doesn't matter, vacation maybe, anything related to life, should be first thing priority. That should be like a clan leader's first thing, right? In Z8Y, that's not the case. So Z8Y, they are really strict, and for, in my opinion, a mediocre clan with mediocre skill sets, skill levels, it is ridiculous how much, time they're asking you to be in the clan and how active. And that's just active, like just trying to be active in the clan. And that's fine. You have rules, you have set rules, but let's follow those rules so that way, hey look, Now, obviously, I was pretty good with the clan leader, and I was really active because at the time I was in school. I mean, I wasn't like doing anything important, right? So I was just in school, I'm fucking around, or maybe I'm doing something that's obviously I'm doing unproductive things with my time. I wasn't working at the time either, so I was just fucking around. Like, hey, I've just played a new video game, I'm hopping into around clans and stuff, and having a good time. So clan-wise, social-wise, the inactive stuff was very strict. So that's that. So that's number one. They weren't very understanding, and especially to those that were not goody-goody with the clan leader, right? Gameplay, right? That's one of the things we kind of strive in the Western audience, I think, in this game is how good are you? It's really hard to find an audience, the Western audience, at least a good players. They're not like just candy. They're not people you just... It's really hard to find good players in the game that are in the Western audience. So finding them is really... it's like a diamond in the rough. It's like, oh my god, I just found a really good player to add to this clan. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, there's in the clans I've been in, there's cross clan players, which are players that are in like one clan, but they're also in another, which is a waste of space in my opinion. And I really, if I ever make my clan myself or I join a clan, I think it's very important not to ever do that, because whatever. But I mean, in a situation where you're playing in, more Eastern audience game than in Western, then it's like it becomes an issue where it's like, all right, well, you have no choice but to side with that. So yeah, so skill wise, the clan is mediocre. If I would say under average, below average, there's only a few good players in the clan, and they're very noticeable. But for the most part, the clan was ass. Which sucks because most of the time we never won clan matches, which is one of the main activities you get to do if you're a part of a clan. They're usually in obscure time zones. They're obscure. Sorry, I have a cold. They're usually in fucking dying. Get to cross. They're usually more in obscure time zones, which is ridiculous. Or like times for the Western audience, and making it hard for people to join clan matches. I mean, if you got work at 8 in the morning, you got work at 8 in the morning. I mean, I'm gonna go to work and try to, put food on the table, for lack of a better phrase, right? Then actually, I'm gonna go to work. I'm not gonna take priority over a video game, right? So, obviously, That's an issue with the game, but not the clan. That's obviously. But if you're not able to join the clan match, it was ridiculous. I mean, you would get hounded, you know what I mean, if you're a good player. Just to, hey, I need you here, I need you here. But it was ridiculous. You barely had enough players at times even to make a clan, make the clan match, because of the what was going on at the time, at least when I joined the clan, and what was happening. So overall, Z8Y was awful, and not just inactive, but also now in skill. So now you have 2 negatives that are pretty big to people trying to get into this clan. What else? Let's see. How are the regular people, right? How is the community, right, with the Z8Y? Kind of toxic. Not gonna lie. For mediocre clan. Maybe a bit racist in there, I guess, if you really want to throw that in there, the racist card. And it really is just awful when it comes to community stuff, because the leader of the clan, Happy, is very controlling. If it's, you know what I mean, it's not, if either it's his way or the highway, you know what I mean, and that didn't go well with a lot of players. In fact, if I'm right, a lot of players left because of that, of him becoming the leader of that clan. If originally it was someone else, unfortunately, they had heart surgery, so they couldn't do stuff at the time for the clan. Again, real life took over, you know, takes priority. So, you know, he took over the clan, but because he took over the clan, it became a very big problem for many players, and they made a new clan. Z8A or whatever it's called, I don't know. But that was the reality. So that's why they left. That's what happened with that clan. They made their own clan, they split it up, and so you had half of the members there and half of the members here. It was awful. Overall, this clan was terrible. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 2. And the reason why I would give it a 2 is because you had people, enough people at times to at least have a clan match. You had people to nevertheless talk to, right? And you also had, at times, some good players in there. So you would have great strategies, great practice, and about that. But that's just it. So I would probably chalk those 3 things up for a 2. Maybe, yeah, a 2. So that being said, guys, this was a review for Z8Y, the clan. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments about this clan. Just please be aware, this clan is definitely not a clan I would recommend any new players joining, if it's still around. But with that being said, guys, please have a great one, and happy hunting. Take it easy, guys.